And welcome back to my channel. So in this video I am going to bake cornmeal pudding. In this container are 3 cups refined cornmeal and ½ cup all-purpose flour. Everything is sifted. To that I am adding a pinch of salt, and after mixing it with the coconut milk, if more salt is needed I will add it, but for now it's just a pinch, which is like 1/8 teaspoon. To that I am adding also brown sugar, that is 1 tablespoon, 2 tablespoons, 3 tablespoons, and I am also adding around 2 teaspoons vanilla. I am putting everything into one container, just like my grandmother do. I am not gonna have wet ingredients and dry ingredients or anything like that and then use up a lot of utensils, and then I have a lot of utensils to wash, and water bill is expensive in Jamaica, so can't go use up unnecessary utensils. Everything I go right in there. So that is 2 teaspoons vanilla, 1 teaspoon rose water, and this is mixed spice, about a teaspoon, and this is cinnamon powder, teaspoon. This is gonna be like 1 teaspoon freshly grated nutmeg. So this is Jamaican traditional cornmeal pudding. I am not adding any raisin. If you are following this recipe and you want to put raisin, go ahead and do that. And whether it is Jamaican traditional cornmeal pudding or not, I do not like raisins in my cornmeal pudding. And if you notice, I added 3 cups of refined cornmeal and ½ cup of all-purpose flour, is because it is a cornmeal pudding, and so the cornmeal must be more than the amount of flour. I only use the flour as a binding agent. Now I am using 3 cups of coconut milk. I don't think I will be using the entire 3 cups, but let's see. So now I am going to stir it. Okay, so I am gonna add 3 teaspoons of melted butter, and remember that this is 3 cups of coconut milk. I use 3 cups of coconut milk, that is. think this consistency is okay, because you don't want it to be too runny and you don't want it to be too thick. So I think this is okay. So now I am just gonna taste it to see if more salt is needed. I am just gonna add a little bit more salt. So if you're following this recipe, you can always taste it and see if more salt is needed or more sugar is needed. You can even taste it and see if more vanilla or cinnamon or nutmeg or mixed spice is needed as well, and you can just add them. Let me taste again. It is okay. So I reserved a small amount of coconut milk, not from the 3 cups. Right, I had just a little bit of coconut milk differently that I am gonna use to make the mata pan top, as they say in Jamaica, or as you people say on the internet, the wet top, but in Jamaica we say mata pan top. So I think this is enough mixing, right? So this is a 9-inch baking pan, already greased. So I'm just pouring the cornmeal mixture into it. So you see, it is much easier for me to just add everything into the container rather than to be having one container mixing wet mixture and the other one with dry mixture. No man, that is a lot of using unnecessary utensils. I just drop it granny style. That's how my grandmother made her cornmeal pudding, and my mother as well. And it comes out perfectly. When they make them cornmeal pudding, them not divide on wet ingredients and the dry ingredients. Them just fling everything into the container. Right now, water is very expensive in Jamaica. The water rate is very high. Not to mention the electricity, so just gotta reserve and everything. Use less utensils. So I'm just giving it just a top to get rid of air bubbles. So what I'm gonna do now, I should have mentioned this, preheat an oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and then I am gonna put this into a preheated oven and I am gonna bake for 1 hour. Then I am gonna remove it from the oven 1 hour time and put the wet top. You'll see what I'm talking about. Now I'm gonna just put it in the oven and bake it for 1 hour. So people, after an hour, this is what the pudding looks like. It is baked, but I am gonna give it mata pan top. So in this container are just a little bit of coconut milk, some cinnamon powder, and about 2 teaspoons of brown sugar, and everything is what, 4 ounces. So I'm just gonna pour it on top of the pudding just to give it that wet look, or as we call it in Jamaica, mata, wetty wetty. So I'm gonna return this to the oven for about 15 minutes.